Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. All right, so today's video is about working harder on yourself, honey. I just got up not too long ago. It's still like kind of early, but the video is about working harder on yourself. I think a lot of times in life, we want things to be a certain type of way, right? Like we want it to be easier. And one of the things that I had got from motivational personal development speaker Jim Rohn was, he would say, don't wish life was easier, wish you was better, right? And another thing he would say people tend to work harder on jobs than they work on themselves. I remember it was one point in my life where so I felt helpless, I felt defeated, I felt like I wasn't in control of my life. I felt I had to do everything, the way people wanted me to do it. And it caused me to feel a certain type of way, right? Whether it was me experiencing mental health, it made me feel some type of way. And what I understand to be true today, because back then I would be like, well, God isn't gonna put anything on your plate that you can't bear. And what I seen was I kept going through the same exact thing, right? Although I was saying God isn't gonna put nothing on your plate you can't bear, I still was going through the same exact thing, which let me know that you are the one that's putting the stuff on your plate. Okay. We tend to look for things outside our existence to be fixed or for someone to come rescue us. And a lot of times you have to be your own rescuer, okay? You have to understand you are the one that is creating your reality. So if I could give anybody any advice on, whether it's your family that is putting you through it, whether it is, your children's father that is, making things challenging, trying to make things challenging for you, whoever it may be, okay? One of the things that I understood was I cannot control somebody else. I cannot control people, but I can control my perception, right? And how I take my power back. So the way I take my power back is I limit my conversation time with people, right? Whether that means I block you, I don't talk to you, or I distance myself from you. That is something I can do because my life will be filled with happiness, okay? And I don't have time, to go back and forth, and you don't have time to go back and forth with people neither. See, what I'm understanding is sometimes we are unaware of the things that we do. We are unaware of the programming, right? And since we are unaware of the programming, we do the same exact thing over and over. And somebody else could say, well, I don't like when you do this. And you so programmed because you grew up such a certain type of way that you don't take no accountability and responsibility. But baby, listen, honey, you don't have to put up with that. Just because someone isn't willing to do the work on themselves and isn't willing to take accountability and responsibility for what they're doing and their actions, honey, you don't have to keep tolerating it. You don't have to keep saying, well, if God, God wouldn't put anything, how I used to say, no. And so what I tend to do, keep limited, very, very minute conversation as possible. Okay, very, very small. And work on myself. See, this is what you have to understand. You taking it personal, right? Like in the book, The Four Agreements, talks about taking things personal. You taking it personal, and you're like, well, they doing it to me. Honey, it's not just you that they doing it to. These people are generally the same wherever they go. Is not the way they do one thing is the way they do many things. And so you taking it personal. It ain't personal. But another way you could take your power back? Work on you. Yeah, work on you. Because it'll come a time where it's though, instead of you getting upset, you brush it off. You brush it off because it's not affecting you. And I did a video last night, talking about how to become massive successful. That's another way to fight back. Instead of, going through it with the other person, arguing, and, whatever it is, another way I fight back, it gives me content, right? It gives me content. Because if last night would not have happened, okay, then I would not be here doing this video this morning. It's all according to the way we see things, honey. Let me say it again. It's all according to the way we see things. You could act like you powerless, but you are powerful, honey. You can act like you defeated, but honey, you are undefeated. You can act like you're not enough, but honey, you are so enough. You can act like you gotta keep on tolerating. No, you don't. You can act like a victim or a victor, okay? You do not have to be somebody else's, victim. Look. You cannot control what they do. But you can get massive successful. You can get so goddamn successful that when you look back with that magnifying glass, honey, it's going to take a whole goddamn magnifying glass for you to, damn, I came that far. Because you're doing the work on yourself. You're doing the personal development. You working on yourself and being mindful and aware of how you showing up. And although, that's the thing, because we tend to say, this is what I do know. It was so many times where though, before in my past, I would take things personal, right? And I would say, they doing it to me, and it didn't sound so good, the story I was telling. And in fact, it made me feel kind of weak, right? Because this story that I kept on holding on to, and what I tell you guys, energy grows where energy goes, okay? And so if you focusing on it like that, what people are doing, and you saying they doing it to you, honey, it's not to you. This is just how they are. This is who they are right now, right? Not bad people, just programmed, a certain type of way, right? And I used to take it personal. I used to feel some type of way. But what I understood was, Dina, they ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. And so, if you want your life different, honey, I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is work on yourself. Okay? Work on yourself. You going through it with the other parent, work harder on yourself. Now, some may be like, well, how the hell that's gonna be a solution? I'm telling you, it is. It's a solution. It's a solution because while you choosing happiness and while you working on yourself, and it may seem frustrating because you looking at the other parent or they not really doing too much and you frustrated, honey, you ain't gonna always be that way. You gotta understand life is seasoned. It's seasons. It is, winter is fall, winter, spring, summer. You don't think you always gonna be in that season of winter, do you? No, you're not gonna always be in that season. But when you work on yourself and do what makes you happy, never mind, because you know what, I understand, the universe gonna keep on showing you that same exact thing. It's gonna keep on giving you lessons, okay? It's gonna keep on giving you lessons, keep on giving you lessons. I remember one time I had to put my children's father on child support, right? All three are on child support. And the reason being was all three of my baby daddies are on child support. And the reason being is I would work with them at first. Like I say, if you could help me out with the children, whatever. Now, my two oldest children, their fathers, okay, because they have separate fathers. Their fathers was in and out of jail, right? And so when their fathers would come home from prison, I would ask, honey, didn't get the lessons at that time, okay? Wanted love, okay? And that's why I was repeating, of course. And I remember, it was one point of time where I said, no, I'm not gonna put them on child support because I've been doing everything by myself. I'm gonna just continue to, finish doing everything by myself. And I had some females that was older than me at that particular time that spoke to me and said, put them on child support because if something happened, to the father, so to speak, you would, the children would be, taken care of. And so I wound up putting them on child support. My two oldest children's, their fathers. So then my youngest children, did, okay. I remember I was going back and forth and, asking him like, cause we just broke up. And it was like, months done went past and I came up with an agreement to see if we could work together without me going to the courts. Because I don't like going to the courts, right? Because just the feeling being in it, but whatever. So I spoke to him, their father, and wanted to work something out, so we worked something out. But then he the day he was supposed to give me a payment for the children, he called me the same day and was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And that day I felt some type of way, and I felt frustrated, I was upset, whatever. And what I understood was, and prior times before this, was I could keep on talking, being a talking girl, okay, or I could be the action type girl. And people don't normally get it when you just keep on talking to them. Some people understand better when you take action. And so I took action. If you keep on doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same thing. If you keep on allowing people to treat you some type of way, right? You can't control what they do, but God damn it, you can control them having access to you. Okay? You can't control what they do, but you can control them having access to you. Okay? And if you keep on allowing it, them to do, whatever it is, them talking to you some type of way, them, saying stuff to you, you can allow it, or you could block them, not have any forms of communication with them. And some people say, well, life is short. I remember I had heard this monk say, life is only short if you allow certain people in your life. Right? People that's unhappy, if you allow them in your life, right? Misery loves company. So do get, you have power. Do get that you are powerful. Do get, you can use whatever it is that you're going through, you can fight back. And when I say fight back, what I mean is work harder on yourself. So in a few years, or it could be days, in a few days, honey, you look back and you'll be like, God damn, I came far. I'm telling you what I know, okay? So don't go back and forth. Don't feel like you gotta tolerate it because it's family. Don't feel like you gotta accept someone else's mess because of family or the, children's parent, the other parent. You ain't gotta accept that. You ain't hardly gotta accept that. And so, with that being said, before I go to, what I understand is when I work on me, my life changed. My life changes. Okay, when I work on me. Right? When I see, all right, Dina, they not doing it to you, right? And I start looking at things different. I start looking at things as this is an opportunity for me to grow more. It's an opportunity for me to grow more. And so with that being said, I love you guys, love you. Make sure you're rocking out, believing in yourself. Catch you guys later. Peace.